Alright, so this problem, you're probably not going to be able to really hear. It's an audible problem because the replays on this machine, the replay indicator in the lower right part of the back glass is disabled. But what's supposed to happen is when a player hits 76,000 points, it's supposed to get a replay and the machine knocks. So I've got this set up for 3 players playing right now, and you can see they're all pretty close to that 76,000. And what I'm going to do is put some points on there so that it rolls over on 76,000, and we can see what happens. So let's do player 1 right now. Okay, we'll just do 100 points. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell or not because the chimes are also making a lot of noise, but it did knock. So let's go to player 2. Okay, let's just get some points on there. Okay, 75,600, we'll go to 100 points. Okay, no knock. I can tell you there's no replay granted either. No knock. So let's go to player 3. Same drill. Okay, 100 points. That one knocked. So player 2 didn't knock, but player 1 and 3 did. Something's wrong with the replay on player 2. What do you think the problem is? Alright, so remember the clue on these is when one player is having weird behavior, look hard at this player unit, which is in the back, on the back box. And I've got the screw out and I've got it down so I can access the banks of switches. Also remember that it goes P1, P2, P3, P4, and it starts closest to the cams and it's A, B, C, D, etc. And what I've got blocked right now is P2E. And I'll just pull out this tape. There's a piece of paper in there blocking open P2E. So let's go to the schematic and see what P2E shows us. The schematic is a little too complex to redraw on a sheet of paper, so I'm just going to show this section of it. So recall this problem is when one player hits the 76,000, which is what the machine is set at right now for a credit. When only one of the players reaches that score, it doesn't give a knock, it doesn't give a credit. The other ones work. And the problem was that I blocked open one of these PE switches, either P2E, P3E, or P4E. And remember, E is the 5th switch from the drum on the player unit. So this is actually pretty clever how this works. If you look at the point score adjustment, there are sets of wires in here labeled 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what you do is you take and let's take this example. This machine is set to 76,000 points. So we take the wire that says 7 on it and we plug it into the 6,000 point socket right here. So we would take this wire and jumper it here. So what that does is it creates a single wire path that the only time it's going to give a credit is when going through, let's say, P2E, and once it hits the 6,000 on P2E, so P2E comes in here under this unit. When it hits 6, it's going to connect with these dots over to here, right here, and if we have the 7 plugged into the 6 socket, then it's basically a jumper. It's going to come here, and it's going to come through the 7, and this is first player, but they're all connected. It's going to come through the 7, and then it's going to come over here to this part of the player unit, which I suspect we'll see again at some point. But what that's doing, then that goes off and it triggers some other things, which give us the credit. Very interesting matrix system here, though, and the key is on this point score adjust, the plugs are 10,000, and the sockets are 1,000. So anytime you plug something in, it jumpers across, and the only time this thing fires is when it's the correct player, and then that player score, because if you look here, there's first player thousands, second player thousands, third player thousands, fourth player thousands. It knows, it enables which player it is, and then if the thousands and the 10,000s match or meet the target score, it creates a circuit which is passed out of here and goes on. Again, we'll cover that part later on. But really the purpose of this is to show what the impact is of P4E, P2E, P3 are left open. So I want to show a couple things on the back of the machine that hopefully help make that schematic clear. Right here in the middle of the machine back box board is the point score adjustment. And you can see, you can't probably see in the video, but the socket, each socket is labeled with thousands. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1,000. And then they identify the plugs as 0, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, up through 90,000. This machine right now has the 7 plug in the 6,000 socket. And that's what gives you, if you reach 76,000 points, you get a credit because you're making that wire path. So I wanted to show the other part of that. So this is the thousands unit of player 2. And you can see right here 0 through 4, 5, 6 through 9. These contacts right here are the thousands contacts. And I probably can't quite see, but you can see the circuit traces here. And there's a little contact on the score reel so that when it's on position 6, it's actually connecting this 6 back as we saw in the schematic. The same thing exists on the 10,000s. And hopefully you can just see the same thing. Same exact board, same exact setup. It's just, as you saw in the schematic, the wiring is separate for the 10,000s and the thousands.